Well, hello, everybody, and this is Auntie. And we're going to be talking about Cal's story. This episode took me on a roller coaster, and I want to talk about it. Cal says I was 800 pounds at 20 years old, and he thought that he was going to die like this. Let's get into it. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Everybody, let's talk about Cal. In the first episode, when we opened up this episode, we see Cal sitting in his room. His hands is trembling. He is beside himself. He looks into the camera and says, "Hello, Dr. Now. My name is Cal Turley, and I'm reaching out because I've seen you help people I thought were beyond saving, and I'm scared. I don't want to die." Y'all, in this episode of 6,000 Pound Diaries, aka 1,000 pound life, Kyle is only 20 years old, but he feels like life is already slipping through his fingers. His he sits most of the day in his room, surrounded by fast food wrappers, playing video games, and he's totally in isolation. He is over 800 pounds. He can barely move, and every little bitty motion that he makes takes his breath away. Then we hear from Cal's mom. She said, "I never thought my son would be 800 pounds." And she blamed herself for a lot of what was going on. She was working 12-hour shifts as a nurse. And when she was home, she would buy groceries. She would ask them what did they want, what did they need, and she would just go and buy. She said that she gave money to them because she thought it was love. But she realized that maybe this was just enabling them, all the kids really, and him to die slowly. You know, one of the things about Dr. Now and about the people who are on this show is that a lot of them are not remorseful. They are enablers. They don't see themselves as enablers. But one thing about his mom, she absolutely knew that she was an enabler to Kyle. Absolutely. She did not make excuses for the things that um, she did. She gave reason why. This was the first time that I saw a mother really take responsibility for what happened with her son. Um, she was working in the medical field, and so she knew, right? She knew that all of those bad things that she was doing for him, that she was doing out of love. And I think a lot of self pity, a lot of pity. She knew that this was slowly killing her son. He talked about, how big he was when he was a kid. He talked about when he went to a camp and he was able to lose $49. 49 pounds, but then he lost his brother. and he blames a lot of his weight gain on that. When we talked to Cal and we heard from him, he talked about himself being an athlete, right? And but he was teased and just had a really tough life. But the thing that I like was that his mama did not, absolutely did not make excuses, but rather gave reasoning and why she felt like she had to do what she had to do, even though she knew it was killing her son. So when we saw Cal in the beginning and he was, doing his little diary thing and saying, Doctor, now I need you. I've seen you do other people, help other people, and I really need your help. It was like, okay, we are at the place now where this boy who is sitting behind me can get the help. But we've seen so many people who have sought Dr. Now for recovery, because we're going to be talking about another one. I got to catch up on these videos that wanted to help and just did not do anything for it. As you all remember, I believe it was last week, I did a video of another young lady who swore to God that she was going to do what Dr. Now was requiring her to do. She was, living in her, with her father. Her mother had passed away. And so she just became a total burden to her family. Particularly her daughter and her husband and her dad. She had lost her marriage with her husband and everything. And she kept saying that she was going to do this and do that. And she didn't do anything. So there's, a lot of times, I don't know what the ratio is. I probably need to research and see what the ratio is of people who are filmed and on air, what the success rate is for Dr. Now, because we have seen Dr. Now over I don't know how many episodes now. He has these spin-off shows. We've seen Dr. Now be successful, but we've also seen other people who were not um successful in this. And Dr. Now, gives everybody the same opportunities. He basically gives everybody the same diet, but it is up to them to do, what they need to do in order to lose this freaking weight. And so Cal is no different. I don't know if you all look at it the way that I look at it, but sometimes I come in and I'm very pessimistic about it. I don't believe them. I just hear them. And, as the episode goes on, you want to see that this person really is trying to do what, they have been saying that they want to do with their lives. Doctor Now, when the mom is in the office, hold on, I wrote some notes down, y'all. Let me get to my notes, okay? I just wrote some highlighting things and then I'm going to be speaking off of them. So as we know, Cal is 20 years old. He weighed over 800 pounds. He did not drive at the beginning of this episode. He couldn't go to college in person. He could not leave his house without being laughed at. Um, and he didn't know if anybody could save him. In Cal's story, what I saw was a young boy who was trapped in his own body. A family or mother who was walking that thin line of love and enabling, and his desperate cry to Dr. Now for one last chance. When we opened it up and saw all of those rappers and stuff like that, I just was, like y'all, I was sad. He says, I just sit, eat, and play games every time I try to lose weight. I fail. Every time. He said he never imagined living with his mom and his sister at this age, and he wanted to go to college. But he said he couldn't even fit in his seats. And so he tried to go to school online. And the saddest part of it is all of that stuff that he did, as a kid, he didn't even have any friends. The only friends that he had was some people that he was online gaming with in Missouri and Texas. So Cal's, started off with just really, I think, poor eating habits. He said when he was 4, when his parents split, his mom was working 3 jobs, and said he ate what he could, and it was mostly fast food. He said by the time he entered into the 6th grade, his weight was nearly 300 pounds. His mom sent him to a summer camp, y'all, like I said earlier, and that's when he lost the 49 pounds. And he said, and that's when he joined sports and stuff like that. But he said he had no confidence and couldn't stop eating. And then he was in pain. And when he showed his legs with all of those, I thought they was bullet holes, honey. I didn't know what the hell was going on. He was always in pain. He said that his legs were hurting him so bad that they bent inward. He had to get surgery. They broke both of his legs. Him and his mom talk about it to straighten him up, and the pain was unbearable. The mother said that before he got the surgery, I think she said he was like 5'9", and she said they corrected one leg, and he went up to, like, I think she said it was 6 feet 1, and then after they corrected both of them, he went all the way up to 6.5 feet. But he still had the weight on him. Then he started talking about when he started gaining the weight when his brother died. And he said that his father had told him that he died in a car accident. And that it was, right after midnight. He said his dad came into his room and said, "Your brother passed." And that's what gave him, I think, an excuse in his own mind to start abusing food even more. Because it wasn't like he wasn't fat when he was going through the stuff, right? He was already fat. He'd already went to a camp. He already had to have his legs done. He was already being teased. He already didn't have any friends. So when a brother passed away, in my opinion, this gave him the opportunity to make excuses for why he was fat. Exactly, Bonbon. Too many excuses as to why he was fat. The thing about it is he just did not he didn't take care of himself, and I really believe he had extremely low self-esteem. Why? I don't know, but he had extremely low self-esteem. And I can't even imagine as a child, right? I'm a grown adult now, but can you imagine having somebody in your class when you in the 6th grade and they are 300 pounds? Sometimes we talk about the kids bullying and teasing and stuff like that, but that's almost unimaginable to have somebody in 6th grade at 300 pounds. And his mother wasn't helping, and she probably felt like she could not help because she going to work, back and forth to work. And he's at this age and he doesn't even drive. He doesn't do anything. And it was no motivation to do anything. I don't know what made him even reach out to Dr. Now, but he did, and I'm glad that he did, right? So he said that his life spiraled. He said after that he gained 120 pounds. He said then 6 months later, his dad passed too. He had a heart attack in his sleep. His mother said he looked up to both of them, his father and his brother, and now they're gone. She said, I tried to talk to him about it, but he just bottles up. He bottles it all up. And Cal said that's when he reached 760 pounds. So then he had the opportunity to meet Dr. Now. And as I have said before, I think that Dr. Now has changed. I don't think that he has the same level of tolerance that he's had in the past. He said, Cal said he reached out to Dr. Now because he felt like that was his last chance. And of course they weighed him and he's 800 pounds. Of course, Dr. Now goes through his regular routine. What is it that you're eating? Because Dr. Now's theory is that in order for you to be at this weight, right, you have to maintain a certain amount of calories in order to maintain 700 pounds, in order to maintain 300 pounds, in order to maintain 600 pounds. He said he ate a lot. He said he would eat the frozen pizza and he would eat it. It would be he would eat the whole frozen pizza. Now, I had told y'all before that there was a pizza that I used to eat, and it was on one of these episodes of Dr. Now that I realized that that pizza was 2 servings. And I think it was, they had gone into somebody's refrigerator. And when they were in their refrigerator, you know how they go in the refrigerator and they toss out the stuff that, the bad stuff that you got in your fridge. And they had said that the pizza was 2 servings. And I was like, bitch, I mean, eat those pizzas and pizzas and I had no idea. And then, so the next time I went to the pizza, I looked and it absolutely was 2 servings. But they those little thin, I don't even want to say it's Elio, it's Totino's. I had no idea that those pizzas, I thought that those, like seriously, y'all dead ass. I thought that those peaches was single servings. So I could see how you can make that mistake because most of us don't read labels. Like unless we on a diet, we have someone who is working with us, we don't read labels on food. Like seriously. Deshaun's story, Risa B said, thank you, boo. Cheryl Harrison said Dr. Now is 80 years old. I'm sure he has ran out of patience. Okay. Because he is different. I don't know if y'all notice it or not, but I've been noticing since I've been watching these, he really is different. But let's get back to Cal, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. And so, he says that he eats a whole box of cereal. He said he tries to eat healthy by eating salmon. Salmon. Stop. Dr. Now said, you think you're eating salmon after 8,000 calories? You are absolutely killing yourself, right? So, so Dr. Dow was like, so mom, what do we do? And she was like, I'm a travel nurse. I work a lot. Sometimes we eat out. I bring groceries. I ask them what they want and I buy. And so Dr. Now was like, so how much money you give them? Right? $200 a week. And she said, yeah, that's just for snacks. She said, he runs through that by Monday. And Dr. Nell said he should be paying you $200 a week for the fucking food. He was straight up with her and said, that's not love. That's slow unaliving. The mother went into this dialogue about wanting to do something right. And she said, I didn't want to feel cruel by locking the food up. She said, I felt like that was being cruel to him. And I could understand her in some ways, and in some ways, I was like, lock up the fucking food. She said she knew it was killing him, but she didn't want to feel cruel. And that's the thing about it. If he had complained to the right or to the wrong person, they would have said that this was child neglect because she's locking food up in her house. So it's a catch as catch can, right? You know that this is something you need to do, but then you don't want to do it because you don't want them to gorge when they get it. But so I know that she was in between, right? Because what do, right? You got a child that's sitting in front of your face that's just growing like a goddamn refrigerator, right? He the size of two refrigerators. Lock up the food. But I could understand why she was there. She was very transparent. I thought she was one of the one of my favorite enablers, if you will, right? Because she absolutely was enabling him. Dr. Now said it's time for tough love. He needs therapy. I'm gonna give him this daggone book. He gonna be on the 1,200 calorie diet, and he's gonna exercise twice a day. And if he don't, he ain't gonna survive. So Cal started his therapy. He started walking and helping around the house. And honey, when he was watching the niece and nephews, they about wore his ass out. They about wore him out. And he was basically like, running behind these little kids is like, working out. We see him jogging down the alley, working out in the gym. He doing it. And Dr. Now had given him, did he tell him 100 pounds a month? Or did he tell him, I want to say Dr. Now gave him a goal of 200 pounds in 2 months on that 1,200 calorie diet. And so when we see Cal say he's down 80 pounds, he feels better. His clothes fit better. And he said he even passed his driver's test. We look at Cal, he's lost his 80 pounds, honey, and he's even started going back to school. He's doing hybrid and he's walking on campus. So he goes back to Dr. Now for his weigh in, and he's at 724 pounds. Dr. Now is celebratory, right? He's at his 80, he lost 80 pounds, but he did not meet the goal. And Dr. Now, of course, with his regular old routine, says you could have lost more. But he said, I'm going to go ahead on and approve your ass for surgery, but you got to lose another 50 pounds before the procedure. And Kyle said he wasn't going to blow it, he was going to do it. So when Dr. Now, approves him for the surgery, it's a whole lot of scar tissue from years of pressure, right? That's in his body and everything. Dr. Now said we had to peel his stomach off his spleen. How the does your stomach get attached to your spleen? These people don't know that they are a walking time bomb. They just anytime they can go. Yes, Bonbon. Yes, Bonbon. During surgery, they had to pull his stomach off his spleen. He leaves after 5 days of being in the hospital. We see Cal start his new beginning. He is now working in a sports memorabilia store. He's got a new job. He's sorting out cards and working at the register, and he feels really good about it. He's got his driver's license. He's taking his sister to school now. And you know what? I know that took a lot of weight off of the mom, mom. And his mom said he helps me now. He takes care of his sister, and I see the light back in his eyes. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I damn near cried because I fell in love with the mother. um, because she out there hustling. She hustling like many of us do. She making it work. 5 months after the surgery, Cal went from 800 pounds, y'all, down to 68 pounds. He lost over 230 pounds. And that was from his heaviest weight. He said he feels lighter mentally and physically. And now he wants to get his CDL and run his dad's old trucking company. We see him hanging out with his friends at the arcade. He said he used to be terrified to leave the house, and now he's just living. His mother is so proud of him. She said, I almost lost him, and now he's fighting back. So Kyle went from 800 pounds to a college student, from isolation to independence. And Kyle's story is more than just about weight loss, y'all. It's about reclaiming his life. Kyle said he's not done yet. He said he still got to lose, but now he believes he can do it. So here's the thing. I asked, where's Kyle's neck? Where's Kyle now? Hold on, y'all. Let me see my notes. Let me see my notes. Hold on. Where's Kyle now? So, from what I could gather, and I'm going to still look for some more, Kyle, like I said, is down to 568 pounds. He's active, working, driving, and attending school, and therapy has helped him process the death of both his father and his brother. And he said he got dreams now. So let me see if I can find something else. My battery about to damn die. Let me see if I can find anything about Kyle, anything else, because I was trying to find something else about him, because usually some of the periodicals and stuff like that will give, like, a synopsis of where he is. Let me see. I wasn't really able to find anything. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Yeah, I wasn't able to find anything. I don't know whether or not he's on social media. Probably some of y'all will probably know that better than me. I wasn't able to find anything on him. Bonbon said, "Is there a picture of him right there?" That's Kyle right there. You talking about with the weight loss. So this is a picture that I had of him. This is when he first went in. I'm sorry I did not have time because of my schedule to pull up any pictures of where Kyle is. Let me see if I can find another one. Hold on, let me see. Let me pull up images to see if I can find the weight loss for him. Hold on. It just brings up so many other people. There's very little that I could find on him. Very little I could find on him. And I keep calling him Kyle, but for some reason, y'all, I swear I think his name is Caleb. And I was like, I need to check myself on that. It is no, it's not Caleb. Caleb is somebody else. Or do I got the wrong pictures? Like something is disconnected. It is Caleb. And I've been calling him Cal the whole time. It's Caleb. And I had Caleb in my original thing, and then I changed it to Cal. And I don't know why I changed his name to Cal. His fucking name is Caleb. So don't put in the comment section, Auntie's name is Caleb. It is Caleb. I don't know why I was calling him Cal. And I kept saying, Auntie, it is not Cal. But you know, when you be taking your notes and stuff and you put something in your damn brain, y'all blame it against me being damn tired. Because I kept saying, this boy goddamn name is Caleb. His name ain't no damn Cal. It's Caleb. Y'all, it's Caleb. I know I got, but then when I went back to my notes, I was like, Cal. And y'all know I've been saying Cal the whole time. God damn it, it's Caleb. Okay. It's Caleb. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. I'm gonna take my tired ass to bed, okay? Because I done did everything from Susie home make a bitch to getting mushrooms out of the y'all. I'm so goddamn tired of these mushrooms. I don't know what the hell to do. If you got mushrooms and you got any suggestions on how to get rid of these ugly bitches, please let me know. I've been doing garden work, pulling weeds, cooking food, taking care of animals, running to the like I got so much I had to squeeze in one day because I told y'all about my horror story yesterday at Toyota. I swear. I need to just tell y'all some story. If I told y'all it did story times, about the stuff that I be going through in my life, y'all would not believe half this that's going on. You would not believe it, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I need to start doing story times with the memberships and with the members. And I need to story time y'all ass on what just happened with Maisie. If you follow me on Instagram, now that's a whole different story. Okay. So you can go ahead if you this is what you want to hear. You don't want to hear my bull crap. Go ahead on and sign off now. Thank you so much for coming. Hit the subscribe button. But I need to tell y'all the story time of what the hell happened to Maisie, and I need to disclose the name of the groomer and everything else and the stuff that is going on. Let me tell you, this stuff was been going on so much with my animal, right? And people saying that they care about animals and they don't give a fuck about your animal. Really, most of these people, they are out here to get your fucking money. Point blank, period. Long as you bring your dog can't do nothing wrong. Don't let them I like it, it's just crazy. And I think I'm gonna start story timing, letting y'all into my life and into my business, honey. I started to do y'all, I'm telling y'all know the last time I was going through something with another groomer. And here it is, a whole nother horror goddamn story with these groomers. I don't know like what the hell's going on. I need to learn how to get some YouTube videos and learn how to groom my own goddamn dog because I'm telling you right now, you leave your dog and your animals are they're your family, but the Lord does not see your animal as your family. I'm gonna do a membership story time and I'm gonna tell y'all what the hell just happened with my pop. Okay? Because this is it's just getting out of control. No, she didn't bite. No, Bonbon, she doesn't bite. She doesn't bite. She's a standard poodle and she's sweet. She's big, but she's sweet as she could be. And she's shy. And she's just, she's very gentle. Maisie's the sweetest, most gentle dog I've had in my whole entire life. She's a sweetie pie. She is sweetie pie. She don't bite anybody. Never bit a person in her life. Now another dog, that's a whole different conversation. But she don't bite nobody. She's a sweetie pie. And everybody will tell you that. Yeah, that's how they see them. Okay. What are you in the DC area? Because I have been looking for a mobile groomer, but I heard some of that wasn't safe either. Okay. Alexandria, hit me up and let me know how you where you found it at. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for coming. His name is Caleb. Bye, y'all.